Octopath Traveler is rated T for teen. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Octopath Traveler. In the last episode, we had gone through some of the endgame dungeons, like the Maw of the Ice Dragon. We'd gone down to the Refuge Ruins, the Marceline Catacombs, and the Everhold Tunnels, and then also Lock of the Lost King. We still have a few more dungeons to go through. Actually, I think it's basically just the Forest of Purgation, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and then also we have one over by Victor's Hollow that we have to take care of as well, the Forest of No Return. But that's going to be, I think we'll be dealing with that next episode, actually. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finishing up the side stories for the secondary characters we've met through our journeys. So, for example, here in Northreach, which we conveniently ended the last episode at because we ended with the Maw of the Ice Dragon, we have up here Ogen. Although first I will steal from him because that is just how we do, because we are terrible people. A lot of injurious and ruinous stuff, probably a reference to him being kind of self-flagellating. I hope that's the right word. A traveling apothecary familiar with a wide variety of ailments and capable of concocting potent medicines. While he has saved countless lives, he has also failed to do so countless times, and he is only 36. That's actually kind of surprising. I more anticipated him to be more like closer to like 45, 50, honestly. But you know, whatever. Anyway, what's your deal?
That'll do.
That should see you through. If that fever comes back, though, take this twice a day till it subsides.
Thank you, Quat. Thank you so much. We're so lucky such a skilled apothecary passed through our village.
No need for thanks. It's my job is all.
Sir, if I might ask, was I ever your patient before?
Not that I remember, but I move about a lot.
I feel like I met you before, long, long ago.
Could be. Like I said, I move about a lot. I did stay in this village for a time, earning my keep as an apothecary. But when I lost my wife, I left this place. I was on the road for a long time after that. After all these years, though, I guess the fancy just struck me and I thought I'd stop by, see the old place.
I'm glad to hear it. I hope you'll stay with us this time. Forever.
Melissa. Soon it'll be the anniversary of the day I lost you. Is that why my feet brought me back here? Not like I've got any right to face you again, if I even could. So begins the tale of Ogen's epilogue. I'm not sure where Ogen goes. I think probably up towards the Lorne Cathedral, because after all, this is sort of like the cemetery. But this quest, like the other side story quests, which I think Ogen... Yeah, he's right over here. So this is what this grave is. Wanted to bring some of my wife's favorite flowers to her grave, but it seems like they don't grow around here anymore. They're called Mind Me Always. Alright, so we need to find Ogen some Mind Me Always. The completion method for this quest, obviously, is that we need to steal from someone, but we need to go down to Victor's Hollow. And over here by the Provisioner, there's this girl here, a flower girl.
Try not to be too surprised when you hear this, but I've got some rare blooms in today. Look at this fine Mind Me Always. I found just this one bloom high up in the mountains. Hey, come on, at least act a little impressed. So basically we need to steal the Mind Me Always from this girl. I don't think she shows up until after you speak to Ogen to initiate the quest, so can't grab it beforehand. A florist who will venture out into dangerous wilds and risk life and limb to procure the perfect flowers for her customers. Whether to celebrate the birth of a child or to mourn the passing of a loved one, she can be counted on to create the perfect arrangement. Such is her calling. Alright, well that's nice, and she's next to the widow.
Oh yes.
Found my husband's body. It cheered me up to no end. It is a comfort to know that there are still good people in this world. Oh, she's... that
Yeah, that's how she's gonna meet her new husband. Hey, I found your husband's corpse. You wanna hook up? Clearly, that's how it works. Alright, Ogen, we got you some flowers for your wife. Yeah, stop crying about it. We got them. This is a Mind Me Always. My wife loved these best of all. Thank you. Melissa, I'm home at last. Remember how much you loved Mind Me Always blossoms? I thrust a handful of these at you when I proposed to you, standing in that field outside the village. You took them and your smile was brighter than the sun. Not a day has ever passed when I didn't think of you. I've been wandering all this time, looking for a reason to keep on living. And I think I've finally found it. I'm gonna keep on helping people as an apothecary for a little while yet, so I won't be coming to join you as soon as I thought I might. I hope you'll watch over me and wait for me to come to you. One more thing. There's someone I'd like to introduce you to someday. I hope you won't mind if I bring him by here. He's the one who reminded me what it really means to be an apothecary. And so ends the tale of Ogen's Epilogue, and we get a double tomahawk, and that's actually a really interesting weapon. The double tomahawk basically makes it so regular attack strike twice, so if you use a default attack, you whack with an axe twice, and if you boost, you can get up to 8 hits with an axe. So that actually makes it crazy good, because if you, like, max boost, you can hit with an axe 8 times. I think that's actually the most amount of times you can break an enemy in a single round, besides maybe, like, the Guardian Lion Dog, I think, which is the sword move from the War Master class, but the odds of that happening are much lower because, like, Guardian Lion Dog is pretty crap accuracy, so the odds of getting, you know, not only just 9 or 10 hits is probably low, but then the chance of that actually hitting 10 times, very, very low. But anyway, the next quest is going to be in Still Snow. Alright, right here in the middle of Still Snow, we have Arianna, who is part of Primrose's story. We just need to steal from her first, obviously, because we are terrible people. We're not going to guide her. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to inquire. I feel like I've had inquire as, like, the bottom skill, so I'm just used to clicking down instead of going up, you know, or whatever. After the fall of the noble family she served some years ago, she was coerced into moving to Still Snow. She was released from her job at the brothel and now looks for a new line of work. So that might give you a hint as to what this quest is about. What am I to do with my life now, I wonder? I have my freedom now. No longer am I bound to sell my body to pay my way in the world. But no matter who I ask, I've found no decent work. The world is a cold place when one is alone. And this place is colder than any other. I'm sick of it. Now that I think on it, I've been tumbling from one job to the next ever since I left the Azelhart's employment. Everywhere I went, all I found were cold hearts and miserable work. Is there any warm place left in this world? Some warm-hearted master who would let me do decent work once again? Such dreams are too grand for a tiled old whore. And so begins the tale of Arianna Again, Part 1. So what we need to do is that we need to guide Arianna. Primrose, my dear, you dance ever so beautifully. And basically we can just join her, and what we need to do is that we need to go all the way down to Stoneguard. Because if you recall from Honnet's story, we met a woman who... her husband passed away and she didn't get much company after that because, you know, she didn't have many friends or whatever. You might remember her by the name of Natalia. You know, I mean, I probably should have shown off her dialogue before that, but, you know, frankly, You know, it's probably just her being like, oh, I wish I had a friend. There must be such loyal creatures somewhere in this world. Good and true servants who only wish to work under the roof of a good mistress. But there are, ma'am. You have one right here. Pardon? You may call me Arianna, if it pleases you, my lady, and I would gladly serve you till my last day, if you would but let me. Oh, what a lovely way you have with words. That calm grace, that poise, and those manners. Yes, I think we could get on very well. Would you truly like to work as my lady's maid? I swear that nothing could please me more in this world, my lady. Haha, then I am glad to welcome you into my employ, Miss Arianna. Now there's only one more thing I need. I'm still lacking a good coachman to see me about in my carriage. Do you happen to know any coachmen seeking new employment? If it pleases my lady, I might know of such a man. He is a skilled coachman, to be sure. I rode many a treacherous road in his coach and never came to misfortune. Oh, that does sound promising. It's as though the stars have aligned for me. Only, I am afraid that his manners can be a bit curt. I cannot say for sure what you might think of him, if he should even be willing to come here to work. Alright, so we got Natalia and Arianna over here. We can steal from Natalia. Get a crystal helm. 55 chance, heck yeah. Can't get an 80 chance for my life, but I can pull off 55, it's no problem. Though she lives a comfortable life in Stoneguard with the money from her late husband, she often feels lonely without him. She wants to help others and will go out of her way to lend a hand to those in need. So yeah, basically that's how you're supposed to try and figure out that she would be willing to grab an assistant, so to speak, or a maid, whatever. But as you can tell, we have a part 2 to this quest, where we basically needed to get a coachman for her, and like with Arianna, we found oh, there's just someone in the way, never mind. Okay, because I saw the exclamation mark, and I'm like, let me just grab that really fast. I don't want to have to fight that guy. The world ain't doing any favors to a poor sot like me. Surely folks must need a good coachman, but I can't find no work since my last job dried up. Well, curiously, he does in fact need a job. Former coachman at the brothel, he doesn't know what to do now that he's lost his job. Yeah, sorry about that, bro. We should probably do you a favor. We should probably do you a solid and get you a new job since we kind of ruined your last gig. What do you want? So in fact, he doesn't actually. He's still not interested in Primrose's dancing, but you know, his loss. All right, Natalia. Oh, are you the coachman that my Arianna spoke of? How glad I am that fate has brought us together. Would you care to come work in my household? My name is Natalia, and I promise you I'll do well by my servants. Yes'm. I think I began to see what Arianna meant. Curt indeed. How fortunate we both are, Oren. I'm glad you agreed to come work here as well. I know you're trustworthy. We're going to have such a better life here. Could be. I've gotta admit, this place does seem pretty lush. Clean air, nice folks, and warmth. It's so warm compared to where we was. I know just what you mean, Oren. It is indeed warm here, in so many ways. I've spent so many years struggling to find work and barely keeping afloat. Now at last I feel like I found a place where I can settle down and truly live. Now then, it's time we get down to work. I'd say today is the first day of your new posting, my two. I should quite like to go into town for a bit of shopping. Arianna, would you accompany me? Of course, my lady. I would be delighted.
So ends the tale of Arianna Again. We get an adamantine dagger, which I think we already have one of those. Or no, we don't. That increases dark damage dealt, so that's actually really good. It's good on, like, obviously Primrose, because she's a dancer, but also on, like, a Rune Lord, because I believe Rune Lords can equip daggers. They're swords and daggers, right? If I'm not mistaken. Rune Lord. Oh, swords and axes. Oops. I'm so bad at remembering which jobs do what. Frankly. Although, is it the Starseer that... Oh, Starseer that can equip daggers. That's who it is. But still, good on Starseer because they have Shooting Star, which has dark damage. So, still a good thing. What else? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't really remember. Right, we have one more quest to deal with in the Frostlands over here in Flamesgrace. Alright, so in here in the Flamesgrace Cathedral we have Lianna. First we're going to steal from her because we have oh, okay, hold on, I have to go fix my reputation. Okay, Lianna, sorry to interrupt, I want to steal from you. See, there we go. So the Bishop's Staff is really good. It increases light damage dealt, so that's good on Ophelia, also as a Starseer. Yeah, it's a good weapon. We can also inquire her, because we can. The daughter of the late Archbishop Joseph, she and Ophelia grew up together and are akin to sisters now. Her recent actions have caused the townspeople to doubt her as a cleric, so she spends every day trying to regain their trust. Alright. I'm afraid that the people of Whispermill still carry a great weight upon their hearts. And I'm partly to blame for that. I helped lead them into madness together with that man who called himself a savior. I know that so many people are trying to recover from that experience and rebuild their lives. But I still haven't done anything to atone for my crimes. I think I have to go back to Whispermill. Maybe if I do, then... Alright, so begins the tale of Lianna and Eliza, which is a very strange thing. Very strange name for the quest, but as you might guess, we need to go back to Whispermill. And if the quest title is any indication, Eliza from Haunted's story is going to be here as well, because after all, she is a leader of the Knights Ardent. And the Knights Ardent are like the Catholic police in this game, in this universe. And if we go up here, we have Lianna and Eliza. So, they came again.
Indeed.
They did. It's most vexing. Oh, I should introduce you. This is Eliza Woodward. Her father once headed the Knights Ardent. Pray don't mention it, Lianna. His achievements are not my own. We came here to try to find more about the ruins where the altar lay. Oh, but I know you. I did not realize you were also acquainted with Miss Lianna. Well, if we all know one another, that makes things even easier. Never mind the niceties. The point is this. I want to find more about that altar where Matthias held his awful ceremony. Yes, we had even gathered together a goodly number of people to aid us in this venture. But someone doesn't want us to. Our provisions have been ransacked, and we meet with obstacles every step we take. We've made no progress at all as a result. It is truly a bother. Alright, so, the journal for our side stories. Strange things have been at the ruins have the people of Whispermill ill at ease. So actually, what we need to do is, remember how I said we're going to the Forest Purgation later? Yeah, this is one of the quests where we have to go into the Forest Purgation. So you want to make sure you were adequately prepared. Do you have any items? Nope. Okay. Screw you, Cyrus. So I'm not entirely sure. Well, we have Primrose as a party member. You want to bring along Haunted or Ulbrich because you need to challenge someone. That's the thing, you need to challenge them, so it's not too big of a concern.
That being said though, the Forest Purgation does have a level like 55 plus danger level. I think it's 58. That's the number that my brain is giving me, and I'm not sure if that's correct, but it's probably close. So you want to be prepared. So we're sticking with Therian as a party member leader because he is very strong. We can just, I guess we could just stick with this team because I don't think it really matters. I'm also going to make sure I have evasive maneuvers on someone. Yeah, okay. Because I want to make sure we get some good EXP gains. Or we don't want to run into too many battles because I don't want to get hurt too much. However, I will turn Ulbrich into an apothecary because it's useful. Keep her as a cleric. I guess Alphen can remain a Starseer. I don't think it particularly matters. Also, what is with Alphen and like showing off his chest at every chance? Because I feel like, okay, maybe not all of them, but like, okay, wait, I don't know. That looks kind of like a deep V-neck there. And then his dancer thing is like the only one where his chest is like straight up exposed. Like Cyrus has a midriff exposed, but and I think also Therian too. Yeah, but basically like no, Alphen straight up home mode. But anyway, enough talking about Alphen's outfit choices. We need to go to the Forest of Purgation. Very spoopy. Let's go. Alright, so if we come here to where that signpost is and we head to the left, we have a secret access to the Forest of Purgation, because they don't want you coming in here, because it is level 58, like I said, because I did in fact remember it. I'm gonna just save. I don't want to get accidentally murked, because knowing my luck, that's what's gonna happen. So there are some goodies to be had in here. Like there's this chest here. Tempest Amulets, that reduces wind damage, I think, by like over 90%. I want to say like basically like 99% or something, so it's crazy good. That's just a straight up walkway, whoops. There are quite a number of chests in this area, and it's quite a looping area, and there's going to be a ton of new enemies for us to take on. I believe okay, so we have a Peekaboo and Furious Fungoids. I believe Peekaboos, they're either weak to thunder or fire, and I know this because I have grinded here for so long, so I like basically know these enemies like the back of my hand. They're also weak to axes, because the Forest of Purgation, this is kind of the area I know best, because you have to spend so much time in here for grinding purposes. So you gotta be really on top of things. I'm gonna do the Peacock Strut for Therian, just so that way he can get a boosted attack.
I am ready.
And then I guess maybe I could also do Peacock Strut for Alphen. Shoot some light, because actually, because the fungoids are weak to something, they're weak to dark, because they're weak to thunder and they had one more space, it had to be one of those three elements. But anyway, we can do Night Ode. And then hopefully Therian's boosted thunder attack will sweep these guys. We'll probably be fine, but we'll probably get a pretty good chunk of level ups here because just the XP bonus, and then on top of that, this is basically the best grinding spot in the game because the enemies are so high leveled, at least compared to other places. Although I think another Forbidden Dagger, because we already have one of those, yeah? I think there's 3 of them in the game, so that's one of them. And the other one I think was in the Everhold Tunnels or something like, or one of the dungeons we went to last time. I think it maybe might have been the Marcelem Catacombs. But I believe we had right here. Oh wait, we can't go that way. That's a tree that we can't walk past for whatever reason. Okay, just want to make sure we don't miss any secret wall passages because the game will do that to us. The game is very sneaky with its hidden passageways. We got some new types of enemies. Oh wait, these aren't new?
Here we go.
Oh, these aren't new at all. Okay. Well, they're here now. We have Adenophidians and Devil Deers, so, yeah, take your pick. Alphen and Ulbrich got a level up off of that. We can walk down here to get the chest over here with the Olive of Life. We have another chest up there, which we need to go back around and keep heading towards the right, or the left, excuse me. I always mix up my directions, because I am just like that. But that's how we get that. It's a Thunder Soul Stone. Pretty good. I'm gonna save again. Now, as you can see up there, we have that dude. No chest to be had back there. Speak to him. We can speak to him. We can inquire him as well. The accursed flame burns bright, a raging inferno that harbors the very power of the gods. No living being can hope to stand against it, for it shall consume the world itself. Even should the Savior fall, the flame shall endure evermore. So we have the Remnant Leader. The dark flames will burn this land clean someday. We may have lost our Savior, but the accursed flame will not be extinguished. So basically, we need to make sure this guy don't be doing nothing dangerous. So that's why we have good old Ulbrich to pick a fight with people. Although, do I? Okay, I just want to make sure he's properly equipped for all that stuff. But we should be fine because he just got a level up, so he's maxed out. Challenge the Remnant Leader. He is pretty strong, but poison does absolutely nothing. Or poison makes everyone absolutely do nothing. Like, it's... Apothecary is a great class for Ulbrich for when challenging people, because just poison damage really does put in so much work. Makes things go, like, infinitely faster than you possibly could ever do yourself. Let's just poison him again.
A touch of venom.
Make sure this goes for a while. He also doesn't do much damage. I don't exactly know what the, like, level scaling is for, like, the stupid, bars on the thing. Because you know how, like, every character, every, person you fight has, like a level bar thing to indicate how strong they are. I don't know necessarily what the, scaling is for that, because, like, I feel like it can't be, like, that good. Maybe it's, like, every bar is, like, 10 levels or something. Or 5, maybe. That sounds about right. Because, like, you know, there's, like, what, 9 bars? It'd be, like, 45 or something, so this guy's, like, level 40 or something. I don't know. It don't matter. We can do Spearhead to move a little bit faster. And then we can use 1,000 Spears. Break him. And that poison damage will do a little bit of extra damage as well. And then I guess maybe what we can do is amputation. Okay, so he's weak to axes. 5,000 damage, that's a pretty hefty chunk. That's like a fifth of his or a fourth of his HP. Ah, you fool, you think that's enough to stop me? I am too strong. Patience. Welcome with a stick.
Victory shall be mine.
Welcome with a stick. You're not doing nothing to me. You're very weak. I guess maybe I'll just do first aid, just to make sure I don't die, but I don't really think I'm gonna be dying, you know. I'll be fine. We can poke him with a stick again. He's almost dead. And then I guess we could just do 1,000 Spears, because, you know, we have plenty of SP and we're recovering it pretty quickly. And then maybe the poison damage will take him. Darn. Okay. Well, he has less than 25% of his HP, and amputation did like a fifth of his health, based on the math that I could figure out. So this should probably kill him. Yep. No problem at all.
With each battle, I grow stronger.
thought it might be so, and it seems my instincts were correct. The culprit truly was a follower of Matthias, that madman who called himself the Savior. I worked at Matthias' side, leading such people down a path of darkness. That is why I must atone for my sins. That is true. I can understand why your heart and conscience pains you so. But I do not think that you trying to shoulder all of the blame yourself will help anyone in the end. They have turned their eyes to the future. They smile and they laugh and they live every day as a new day. Perhaps it is time you do the same. Allowing yourself to drown in guilt is not atonement. Both you and the people of this village have suffered the same wounds. Yet they have remembered how to smile again. I do so wish that you would as well, Lianna. Eliza. Yes, just like that. I've always loved that smile of yours, Lianna. Then I'll try. I'll try to keep smiling for you. Now that we've unearthed the villains who were hindering our efforts, we can look into those ruins at last. You have been a great aid to us, traveler. Thank you. And so ends the tale of Lianna and Eliza, and we get another bishop staff. So, really good. And that is all of the quests in the Frostlands, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, yeah. There's only one more, I think, in the... Well, there's technically two more in the Flatlands, so we'll go deal with one of those two. Alright, so down here in lower... well, we have both Orlick and, I forget what the other guy's name is. Orlick and Barham. Barham, that's the name. We have the two of them here. They do the same quest, so you don't need to really talk to either one. But we can talk to them. A scholar who, together with Barham, is researching how to use Dragonstones for magic. Though the two continue to fight endlessly as they did in their youth, they tacitly recognize the other's skills in the field. And then we require probably the exact same thing. A researcher who lives on the outskirts of Noble Court in a ramshackle house where he devotes himself to solitary research. A man of precision, he is respected by his peers for his methodological approach, though some take issue with other aspects of his character. Alright, so we can speak to him.
Ahoy there! Missed us like a landlocked sailor misses the seas, didn't ya?
We be here on official business. Got a delivery for you from the captain.
Took you long enough, didn't it? Ain't no controlling the tides, now is there? Research is a battlefield, and in it, we scholars are constantly fighting to conquer more territory. I requested the materials that I need for my research from you to aid me in this war, but it seems you fail to realize the urgency of the matter. I don't believe I'll be requiring the services of your trading company ever again.
What? You're yanking me chain, ain't you, matey?
If it had only been a matter of punctuality, that would have been one thing. But no, why don't you go and ask that captain of yours for the reason?
You got a problem with the...
Oh wait, you got a problem with the captain now? Indeed, that brute Leon, we know all about him. Coming around with that fearsome look on his face and demanding that innocent civilians hand over their money. Quit your filthy lies. And if you dare deny him, he runs you right through with his great poleaxe. To think we were doing business with such a villain.
Villain! You take that back, you salt of sea slugs!
Everyone's heard the news by now. How Captain Leon gave up on merchantry and returned to his old pirating ways. The captain would never!
That's right, he told us he changed his ways.
Make all the excuses you want. It doesn't change the fact that we won't be asking your company for so much as another pebble.
We don't have to take that kind of abuse from the likes of you. Bunch of bookish buffoons who ain't never done a day of real work in your lives.
What was that?
You're not refusing to give us your business, we're refusing to take your business. Our pebbles are too good for you anyway.
Good luck then.
Yeah, good men.
That was awkward. So anyway, we have the tale of Mikk and Makk make good.
Just remember what those two mud-sucking morlocks said, tied me innards and knots. Here we come out of our way to bring them the thing we want, and that's how they treat us. We don't need to cut them crew buckets like that.
I'm just cutting out every other word.
What were those two book brains going on about anyway? The captain would never do a thing like that. Grr, just wondering about it won't get us nowhere.
Well, we can steal from them. Mikk has a plum and soothing dust, and then Makk, I believe, has an energizing pomegranate and injurious seeds. We can inquire to them. A former pirate now working on a merchant ship. After Mikk disbanded their merry band of rogues, he helped the shipmates take up honorable trades and persuaded Leon to let them join his crew, unbeknownst to his friend. And then we also have Mikk. Captivated by tales of Lianna and Eliza when they were young, he and his friend Makk aspired to become pirates. However, when they learned that Leon had abandoned his disreputable profession and became the captain of a merchant vessel, they decided to follow suit and join him in his honest work. No information really worthwhile, but if we come up here, we have Captain Lianna and himself. Shove off, don't you know who I am? I ain't got the time for likes of you. I'm the great pirate Lianna. What, if you ain't got any money, then I want nothing to do with you. Get lost. Alright, well, he seems to have a completely different point of view. Also, he has a spear and a kite shield. These are dookie weapons. And then we can inquire him as well. Yar, we take the strong from the weak. That's the way the world, says I, the dread pirate Lianna and why are you looking at me cockeyed? I'll have your guts for garters, I will. Oh, I can't do the scratchy voice anymore. Anyway, we need to fight him. You got some nerve to face the pirate of me caliber, you swashbuckler. Yar, except as long as you got some coin in your purse. So yeah, you need to beat this guy up, because very clearly he is an imposter.
The battle is truly joined.
Alright, but he's not weak to swords. Speed enhancement. Speed won't get you anywhere if you're dealing that much damage. Alright, let's just do Brand's Thunder. This will probably kill him, because he's not that strong. Oh wow, he's still standing. Oh, exploit weakness, 85 damage. I'm so scared. I'm horrified. Completely just, utterly, completely just, I can't deal with that. Like, 85, it's over. It's just over. I might as well not try anymore. Oh, 300. Oh no, please. Please have mercy. And there we go, he's dead. Yeah, basically no XP.
That's the one. Yes, that's him alright, the filthy thief.
You can't be serious.
Captain, say it ain't so.
Yeah,
But oh, we swore. We'd swore we'd gone over to the straight and narrow.
sorry.
Hello?
This scallywag's right a fraud.
What do you mean by that?
He does look an awful light like the captain, I give you that, but you can't fool us that easy.
You rotten rogue! You've been calling yourself Captain Leon and stealing off good folk, is that it?
What do you mean? I am the one, the only, the pirate Captain Lianna.
You don't know, do you? Captain Leon's pirating days are over.
If you're gonna impersonate someone, at least do your damn research.
I never knew that. Phew, well, I feel a light breeze now that's cleared up.
Got that right. Makes me blood boil seeing someone sullying the captain's good name like that.
I'm sorry, you two. It seems that we were mistaken. Yes, quite thoroughly.
Water under the bridge. Never did like apologies. Giving them or taking them.
That's right, it's that sorry sea snake who's to blame here. We'd be happy to help you Swartz with procuring new crystals in the future.
And we would be happy to request the services of you bunch of crusty sea dogs.
Thanks to you as well, friend.
Yeah, you're a true aid to us. Trusty as the North Star.
And for that we get Mikk and Makk's shield and some money. Mikk and Makk's shield is actually really good because I think it gives 178 evasion. Not great in the ways of physical and elemental defense, but nothing to sneeze at either. But the prime thing here is the evasion, so it's very good for dodge tank builds. I gave it to Primrose because you know I've said that a bajillion times by now. But that's the quest here in Noble Court. And now that we defeated Bastral, he's definitely not Leon. I only started acting like Captain Leon because he was my hero. I don't know where I went wrong. Can I inquire? A swindler posing as the pirate Leon Bastral, his masterful disguise is one comprised of oil paints, wheat flour, and various ground roots. Though not the genuine article, one could be given for mistaking him as such, so that actually changes his inquire dialogue, which is quite interesting. Anyway, we have 4 more quests to get through. And the next one is all the way in Stoneguard. If we come down here to Dominic's abode, where we came for Cyrus's chapter 2, or 3 actually, this is his chapter 3, it was Han's chapter 2, we have Russell, his old companion.
Ah.
Yes, how can I help you? Russell, have you found the 3rd volume of the Mountaineer's Journey yet? Yes, in fact I have up to volume 4. Good, then I'll get to work on volume 3. In the meantime, could you get started on the 4th tome over there? But of course, Dominic. My life has been very different since being arrested for stealing that tome. After I was released, I had no place to go and eventually drifted to this town. I'm now learning about manuscripts from Dominic. He's taken me as his apprentice. I can't find work as a scholar, but there's not really much I can do otherwise. Thankfully, Dominic picked me up despite the fact that I reeked of liquor and hopelessness. I have dedicated myself to being his apprentice. I won't make the foolish mistakes I did in the past. Someday, I hope to write my own books and donate them to libraries the world over. That's why we're currently researching the histories of the land, but we're still lacking information on certain places. I'd love to look into it myself, but I've got enough work from Dominic to keep me busy for days. And so begins the tale of Russell's repentance. Loud as a child prodigy, this former scholar at the Royal Academy unfortunately lost his genius as he grew older. After learning from Cyrus what it truly means to be a scholar, he has dedicated his life to making books in order to atone for his crimes, and he is 30, same age as Cyrus. So anyway, to complete this quest, we need to do some inquiring, and we need to go to... First place, we need to go to Boulderfall. Oh, over here in Boulderfall, we have the Beastmaster. Hale and hearty, truth is, can't say if he's really my old mate come back to life, but either way, I made a promise to lad, and I intend to keep it. They can inquire. Small tiger yet, as yet unnamed, such matters are deserving for deep consideration, for that moniker made it fine in the eyes of others, because that was the same thing as it was in the, Still Snow. There is someone out here, I don't know where he is. Maybe it's this old man. Cliftland Know-It-All, this is who we want to talk to. Back in the day, the steep terrain made it extremely difficult to traverse the Cliftlands, but now that we've found ways around it, I'm traveling around and learning as much about its history as I can. So we need to talk to this guy, we need to inquire him, but first we will steal from him because we are terrible people, but frankly we've come to not care. We haven't paid for anything basically ever, except for like once maybe. The Cliftlands are blessed with abundant mineral wealth, and many arms and armor used in conflicts throughout the ages can trace their origins to it. The region is also a source of rare and high-quality rock salt, trade in which has earned many notable individuals considerable fortunes. So we learn about the history of the Cliftlands. The next place we need to go is back to Still Snow. I feel like we were just there. Maybe because we were. Like 50 minutes ago or so. No, 40. I don't know. There is someone out here that knows more about the Clift, or the Frostlands. This one. When you've lived as long as I have, you learned a thing or two about the world. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but if there's anything you want to know about the Frostlands, just ask. We can steal from him. We have a sword breaker and a fire soul stone, and we have the Inquire. The Frostlands in the northern reaches of the continent are so named for their ever-present layer of snow, which endures due to the elevation and proximity to the polar zone. According to historical records, it is here that Aelfric, the deity central to the Sacred Flame faith, descended from on high. So what you're saying is that there's mountains in the back. Saying is that there's mountains in the back that I can go, and basically this is where Aelfric's from. Mountains all the way up here. So that is the one thing that we need to come here for. We've already spoken to this guy. Well, we haven't inquired him. I'm curious. Cleric of the Flames Grace, who came to Still Snow not too long ago. He previously endeavored to spread the teachings of the Sacred Flame in a different town, but was forced to leave when his safety could no longer be assured. Okay, cool. But anyway, the next place we need to go is Duskbarrow in the Woodlands.
Welcome.
The Woodlands know it all, here in the center of town. Oh, fellow traveler, I see. I'm currently making my way through the Woodlands. I've been taking notes on its rich history. It's absolutely fascinating. So we can talk to this guy to get information about the history of the Cliftlands. Or the Woodlands, excuse me. The Woodlands are perhaps one of the most verdant, undeveloped regions. Of particular interest is the village of Swarky, which lies deep within the Darkwood, a place steeped in magic since ancient times, which is why many of the local hunters are proficient in its usage even today. Veritable embodiments of Swarky's traditions, one might say. And we learn the histories of the Woodlands. And now that I think about it, aren't these like the same areas we needed to come to for like the dragon, like that one quest about learning about the dragons? Like it was like the Dragon of the Frostlands. We had to go to Still Snow. We had to come here, I think, in Duskbarrow for the dragon, or maybe it was in Swarky, but I'm pretty sure it was the exact same region. It was Cliftlands, the Woodlands, and the Frostlands for the dragon history quest thing. We had to inquire people too. So that's actually kind of funny. But anyway, back to Russell. Hey, yo, Rusty, we got stuff for you. Someday I hope to write my own books and donate to the libraries the world over. Yada yada yada. Yes. History of the Frostlands, Cliftlands, and Woodlands. We know some things that might be of interest to you. You went all that way to research this for us? I can't thank you enough. With this information, we'll have our book done in no time. I've realized just how much work goes into making a single book. And yet, the me of the past was still willing to sell one just to make a small profit. When Dominic heard about what I had done in the past, he told me something. You and I are one and the same. Even though you're a free man now, it doesn't feel like you've atoned for your crime, does it? I know the feeling. If you don't have anywhere to go, why don't you work with me? Until the day you can forgive yourself. At least let me do that much. We'd only just met, but he sincerely wanted to help me. He didn't say it, but I know something happened to him in the past. That's why I want to atone properly for what I did. I want to be able to forgive myself for it. And I want to help him forgive himself too. It's never too late. And so ends the tale of Russell's repentance, and we get confessional armor. I don't remember how good that is.
Oh wait, we're talking hats. Confessional armor, which slightly reduces ice damage taken. So I'm sure, honestly, you probably could make a build where someone resists all of the elements, but, yeah. It's bittersweet. It's nice. Also, I didn't realize how tall Russell was until I saw the sprites side by side. I feel like he's probably one of the tallest NPCs in the game. Like, even taller than Ulbrich. Like, let's go back in. Maybe he's about as tall as Ulbrich. Yeah, he's about as tall as Ulbrich. I don't know, just, it feels weird. Like, I don't know, something about the scholar sprite on him just doesn't seem like it's quite right. But anyway, we have 3 more quests to take care of. First of which is in Boulderfall, actually. One's in Quarrycrest. If we come up here to the Ravis Manor Gate, we have Heathcote over here, and we have Cordelia. Now that we've finished her quest, she's back here on the other side, perfectly balanced. I don't care what you have to say, Cordelia. And we have Heathcote. He has a Falcon Saber, which is kind of a dookie weapon. I don't know why these characters have such dookie weapons. The butler of the Ravis family, but formerly a brilliant thief, he has stolen countless treasures from all across the world, from desert palaces to flatland castles and beyond. He now uses those same skills to protect the manor and Cordelia from any who wish to harm them. Alright, so what do you got for us, Heathcote? I've received the most peculiar letter. To the butler of Ravis Manor. Your most precious treasure will soon be mine. Night Eye. It appears to be a warning of sorts, and one that cannot be taken lightly. I found it on the vase in the hallway. Anyone who can get that far into the manor is a serious threat. Fortunately, I know just what Night Eye is after. This gem is called the Cat's Eye. If you look closely, you can see how it glimmers just like a feline's eyes at night. Truth be told, I know little about our would-be thief. He and I aren't so different in age. And if it's not too much trouble, could you bring Night Eye here for me? He's probably gloating about somewhere within that obnoxious laugh of his. So begins the tale of Heathcote's hijinks. The completion method for this quest is we need to go all the way to Whispermill. Now, I don't know what exactly you're supposed to know, or how you're supposed to know to come here to Whispermill. All of the mills in Whispermill belong to a man named Brian. You want to know where to find Brian? Probably won't find him anywhere in the village, so yeah, this isn't the guy we want. I don't remember where he is exactly. Cyrus, are you Night Eye? It must be this guy. He just spawned in. He wasn't here before. Do you know the butler of Ravis Manor? I believe he's the one responsible for its safekeeping. Knowing that his traps have been bested must have him in a right panic. And that's your hint, so you need to be talking to people. I don't know how you would ever suspect to know to come here to Whispermill. Though long past his prime, this man's boisterous laugh bespeaks a bold heart and a life well lived. Yet that life he speaks little. I'm curious, so we need to guide him or allure him. 30% chance of success. I'm going to try one more time. One more time. There we go. Anything is possible when you are annoying and persistent enough. Alright, Heathcote, I got you, your friend.
Oh,
So it was you after all.
cheers, mate.
How long has it been, Heathcote? You've gotten so old.
You're no spring chicken yourself.
And yet I managed to get in. It appears your skills just aren't what they used to be.
But it was a struggle to get that far, wasn't it? I doubt you could have gone another step. Or would you rather I attribute that to old age?
At least your sense of humor never gets old. But I'll be the one with the last laugh, Heathcote. You see, I've already won. My true aim was to get you to see me. I knew this would be the perfect chance to take the cat's eye from you. You're never without it after all. You fell right into my trap.
He hasn't changed a bit. Though he might not look like much now, he was a notorious thief in his heyday. He and I were rivals in our youth, always aiming for the same treasure. And eventually, the heart of the same woman. She was like a beautiful maiden in a high tower, seemingly out of our reach. So we made a bet. Whoever could steal her beloved cat's eye could steal her heart. Whoever lost would have to give up and leave the business forever. I emerged victorious and professed my love to her, but her heart was already set on another. That man, eccentric though he may be, as promised, he washed his hand of the business and ran away with her. I remember hearing a rumor that she passed away. It makes me wonder if he came to return the cat's eye to its proper owner. My apologies for the rambling. Perhaps I really am getting old. And so ends Heathcote's hijinks. We get Heathcote's dagger, and it boosts fire damage dealt, so it's actually very good. It's probably, actually, it's straight up better than the rune knife that we have on Therian. I wonder if there's like a chest back here. He wasn't shirking my duty, I'm right here at my post. Okay, okay, we'll steal from you. I think you might be related to a quest, so I won't inquire you right now. We have a broadsword, which is probably a crappy piece of equipment. Yeah. Yeah, really, really bad. All the way at the bottom of the list. Third from the last. Because I completely missed this little side area. Haha, can't go up there. And we have another quest. I feel like this video is even longer than the last one. These side quests take forever. Anyway, we have one more quest in the Cliftlands, and that is all the way up here where Odette's house was. We can't walk past them. We need to talk to Revello. Back here again. I don't want to, but I must, for Jeffrey's sake. Yes, yes, I'll be right there. How long has it been, Odette?
You're still here.
Did you think I would simply vanish? I may be old, but I am no ghost yet. Older, but none the wiser. It still seems like you still haven't learned how to take a joke. I did not come all this way for jokes, Odette. I trust you understand that. But of course, I just can't believe it's that time again. Time sure flies. Indeed, it's been 10 years since Jeffrey's passing. He took great care of you in your youth when you had no one else. I know that better than anyone. It's thanks to you both that I'm where I am today. Not a day goes by that I don't remember that. And despite all that, you never visit his grave. I'm certain Jeffrey would like to see your face from time to time. I've told you before, I'm not going to his grave. No matter how many times you come here, my answer will never change. I have research to do. I see. Please go home, Revello. Your stubbornness never ceases to amaze me. Very well, I shall take my leave. Why, Odette? Alright, so it begins the tale of Revello and Odette. You're wondering why I don't visit his grave? And she won't say. So in order to figure that out, we need to prod her a little bit more with Alphen. He's nicer, so he probably won't, you know, he probably won't touch any sore spots. A woman who was once enrolled in the Royal Academy, she soon grew frustrated with the internal bureaucracy and power struggles. Eventually, she decided to leave and continue her studies on her own in Quarrycrest. So she learned why she doesn't visit Jeffrey. I'm curious to know if that tells us anything. The reason Odette has never gone to Jeffrey's grave. Okay, so we don't actually know. Maybe when we go back to Revello and Novelcourt. Also, I just realized, I feel like everything we have to go across this stupid continent for. Because, like, Boulderfall is where we had to do Heathcote's thing. We had to go to Whispermill, which is, like, straight up on the other side of the country. This place has so much walking. Anyway, we need to go to Novelcourt. Alright, so in his house, we have his wife and, looking for Jan. He's been working so hard these days. We're so proud of him. Yeah, Jan is their kid. Their son. Primrose is his childhood friend, the person who I hope that Primrose gets married to or something. Because Primrose has gone through a lot. She deserves something nice. The wife of Revello, she used to live in Novelcourt. She first met her husband when Jeffrey introduced him to her after they formed the town watch. Despite having been told many times of his sordid past, she refuses to believe a word of it. Cool. And then we have Revello, which we can steal and acquire him from. He's a mage's staff for whatever reason. I don't know why. You don't seem like a scholar type. Man who once served as leader of the Watchmen, though somewhat rebellious in his youth, he reformed his ways after receiving a vigorous scolding from Jeffrey, and the two founded the Town Watch. Alright, so we can tell Odette about the, or tell Revello about Odette's condition.
What?
You know why Odette will not visit Jeffrey's grave? Pray tell me. Jeffrey himself told me not to go. He was always saying, faith shall be your shield. But shortly before he died, he told me something else. If I die, do not come to my grave. Do not waste your time on the dead. Simply do what you must while you are alive. At that time, I thought he was joking. But looking back at it, I think he had already realized what would happen to him. So I did what he said. I dedicate myself to my research. And after 10 years, I'm finally enjoying the fruits of my labor. Thanks for listening. It looks like I can finally take a small break from my work. I think I'll go find a nice flower to place on his grave. I see she had her reasons. Do not waste your time on the dead. Simply do what you must while you are alive. That certainly seems like something Jeffrey would say. Perhaps I shall ask him of the truth myself. Mind if I join? Odette. My apologies, Revello, but better late than never, am I right? I finally found some time to step away from my books and see Jeffrey. I'm sure it has kept you very busy. Thank you for coming, Odette. Jeffrey was a very strict man. He scolded me more times than I can count. I remember coming to your rescue often back in those days. If you were still here, I'm sure you would have something to say about this. Why are you here? Have you forsaken your work, Odette? He would never have been so harsh. I'm certain Jeffrey is smiling, having seen you once more. Do you think so? He really was a sweet man. And so ends the tale of Revello and Odette. We get Revello's helm. I wonder if Odette goes back to Quarrycrest or if she stays here. No, probably goes back to Quarrycrest. But anyway, we get Revello's helm, which, what is that? How good is that? Revello's helm slightly reduces dark damage taken. Kind of bad on the stats, but, you know, dark damage reduction, I guess. Anyway, we have one more quest. We're almost done. This episode feels like it's so long. Here in Victor's Hollow, we have Alaic, you know, Honnet's quote-unquote love interest. He's a Legion dagger, which is pretty good. Inquire him as well. A sturdy fellow who lives with the seer Susanna. He feels indebted to her for saving him, and so is choosing to serve as her protector. Owing to his presence, Susanna has to contend with fewer and fewer disruptive visitors. Alright, Alaic, what's the problem? Hey, you okay? Alaic, please forgive me. I was attacked by bandits and my goods were stolen. I was supposed to deliver them to Susanna, too. Never you mind that. I'll get them back. Short and to the point. I like that about you, Alaic. Anyway, to complete this quest, we need to bring Alaic with us. We need to bring Alaic with us. Okay, there we go. Because I was like, if I fail once more, I'm going to have to go to the thing to get my thing restored anyway. You know, I would have to get my reputation restored anyway, and then I could switch out for Ophelia, who presumably would not have that much trouble. So actually, I probably should heal up, but you know what, we'll be fine. In order to complete this quest, we need to go into the Forest of No Return, which is level 48, so it's really not nearly as scary as the Forest of Purgation. Because this is the only other dungeon besides the Forest of Purgation we hadn't gone through yet. And I don't think we need to go too deep into it, because the guy that we need to talk to is right up here, I believe. This guy right up here, yep. We don't need to go through the entire cave, we'll be going through it a little bit later. We can steal from this guy. I believe if you fail a rogue path action, you don't actually get any penalty. A contemptible man who purportedly leads a gang of bandits prefers to target travel-weary merchants less likely to put up a fight. Curiously, despite his claims to have countless men under his command, none have ever been seen in his company. Okay, that's weird, because according to my notes... Oh, wait, no. You need to steal from him first. That's the thing, because this guy disappears after you complete this quest, so you want to steal from him. That's what it is, not... I thought I had to inquire, but no, he doesn't give hidden items. It's to steal items. You must be the leader of these thieves. Let me guess, you're with that merchant from earlier. Well, you've got perfect timing, friend. I was just looking for something good to steal. And you engage in battle. And it's a regular battle. I have no idea how this guy thinks he can make it through here. I don't actually know how strong this guy is, but we'll find out, I guess. We could stab him with a dagger, so he's weak to daggers. Ah, you fool. And then we can just do shooting stars. It's probably weak to dark, because I think bandits are usually weak. Oh, light, excuse me. That's okay, we have Primrose. Axes? It's also weak to axes, cool. Cool. Alphen. You can use shooting star again.
The stars fall.
I don't think this guy is particularly tough. Probably level 50, so it's probably about accurately leveled, but you know, who knows. So he's either weak to stabs or another element, but we can just do Luck Conjure here. Why not? Probably should equip the Bishop Staff on everyone, but you know, such is life. Peacock Strut on Therian. So he could probably just straight up, like,
Here goes nothing.
blast through everyone. Or blast through them with his Gazonga BP boosted attacks.
Here goes nothing.
Just Alphen, just do shooting stars again. We're not even like doing boosted moves, and we're like tearing through them. So we'll probably be fine. Like he's already a red, so this honestly might kill him. Yeah, this isn't a hard fight.
Don't start things you can't finish.
I'm in your debt. Can I tell you something? Susanna Grotov, that is my mistress's true name. She was a famous scholar, and the same woman these ingredients are for. She was targeted by an organization known as the Obsidians. I know because I was their chosen assassin for the job. My entire existence revolved around the deaths of others. I never once felt guilty for taking a life. I was a heartless killer and good at it too. But when I tried to kill Susanna, I was stopped by a man named Zonta.
Only death awaits an assassin who fails to eliminate his target. So, as were my orders, I drank the vial of poison in my pocket. But Susanna rescued me from death. When I could find the words, I asked her, "Why did you save me?" Do you know what she said?
Sometimes children do reckless things, so it's up to those older than them to save them from themselves.
Yeah, that sounds like something Susanna would say. It was then I realized that she was right. I was nothing but a child. No, I wasn't even human. I was just a failure. I was nothing. I finally understood that then. And Susanna helped me see it. She didn't just save my life, she gave me another chance to be human. I'm not yet done repaying that debt. I want to see her live a long and healthy life. And you helped me do that. You have my thanks. And with that ends again with Alaic, and we get a Primeval Bow of Storms. Primeval Bow of Storms increases wind damage dealt. It's very good. Very similar to the Lance thing, or whatever. The... What's the name? Tradewind Spear. Very good. Very good weapon to have. Very good on, like, Tressa, because, actually, Tressa is a very good, sorcerer for that fact, because she can equip both the Primeval Bow of Storms and the Primeval Bow of Storms and the Tradewind Spears. And for that reason, it basically makes her Ventus Altar extremely powerful, because I believe it basically, both of them boosted by 1.3 times, and basically with the way the math works out, it boosts it by 1.6 times or so a year. You know, don't quote me on that. The mechanics of this game, I think, are not entirely recorded, so who knows. But yeah, it's a good thing. Tressa, I think, is basically the only unit with decent magic that can use both of those weapons, because the sorcerer can equip bows, but the only characters who can equip lances are Ulbrich and Tressa, and Ulbrich has Dookie magic, so he's definitely not a good sorcerer to begin with. But I guess also you can equip it on, like, any Starseer, pretty much. You know, put it on, like, I don't know, who else? Also Tressa, because Tressa equips bows, so Hana also has Dookie elemental attack. I mean, not as bad as Ulbrich's, but still, I think she's probably, like, one of the second lowest. But anyway, that is the last of the secondary character quests. At least as far as I'm aware. I think that's everything. Yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Very long episode, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, leave a like, maybe consider subscribing, or leave a comment, whatever feels good for you. And with that, I will see you guys in the next episode, where we take on the last two of the NPC quests, one of which is right here in Victor's Hollow. See you guys then.